Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Shamayim Podcast. Today I'm going to talk about auras, tell you my experiences, um, also a little bit how you can start to see them and how to see them. As you guys know, I work with energy. I'm also an energetic healer, Reiki master. And it's one of my favorite topics, right? To talk about the unknown, about the beyond, about the superpowers we all hold, about how to see a human more than what we usually see it as. And I hope you like it. So the first time I saw auras, I knew about their existence, right? And I knew that there were people who could see it, but I never did. Actually, I never did saw it again after seeing it for the first time like that. And it was back then when I was living in a hippie commune with some interesting magical people, and I had a breakup with my ex there, and I was talking to this friend. He was an older friend, and he was like astrologer / artist, and yeah, he came to my room and we were talking about the breakup and how to deal with it and all of that. So I was really not into let's see auras moment, right? I was totally not the spirit. I was kind of mad, and you know that situation, right? I was triggered. But yeah, we sit down and we talk, and all of a sudden I start to see like he was against the white wall, and I start to see an aura around him and super white and super big, and I was like amazed. I didn't say anything, but I could clearly see it. And I realized in that moment that he was trying to see mine, you know. I don't know if he was trying to heal me or what he was trying to do, but I had this feeling that he was seeing my aura. And since I'm like I talked before, I'm a super empath, I can feel whatever other people are feeling. So I guess his gift, I could connect with this gift, you know, and I start to see it like huge. And yeah, that was the first time I really saw like a human aura, right? I can see like colors and different type of stuff, and if I really focus and I really like exercise it, I can totally see it too. But it was never something that really interested me, you know, seeing other people's auras. Like I said, I see colors, I see like sometimes in rays, I pretty much see rays that I always connect with angels, and or like higher vibrational energies. But I usually don't see it in humans. My Reiki master teacher, she gives like aura readings and all of this, and which is kind of interesting. Yeah, so that was my first experience of like seeing an aura in somebody. in a totally not appropriate moment, in a totally not spiritual moment. At least not for me, maybe for him, because he was trying to help me. In my experience, seeing auras is connected to the third eye, right? To see beyond stuff. And it's totally to get out of logic, So you might wanna try first with your fingers, right? To see, you put your fingers like this and you try to see the energy going from one place to another. Obviously this really needs focus, right? And at the same time that you're focusing, you might wanna relax. To relax your eyes. Right? And at some point you can feel it and you can see it going from one finger to another finger. You may want to do it with a friend also, like white wall is very interesting to do. And today I have this backdrop, which actually doesn't make sense because if I turn it around in the other side of my living room is the best one. I should have done the video that way, but you might want to try with a friend, like you step into a white wall and then you start to see what's in between the matter, because seeing auras is really like that, seeing the beyond, the void between one thing and another thing, right? And I find it really interesting. Also the colors, because every color has a vibe, a vibration. Every color has an angel. Every color has a message, And sometimes I always have this with my friend, that sometimes she's talking about something, I don't know, or something she really likes, and we start to see glimpses of pink coming out, or she's like being very, very talkative and like making a extra effort in communication, and so we start to see blue coming out, something like this. And so I thought that was something you might want to try and connect to, right? Because every single one of us have a different vibe or a different disposition in life, and that brings different colors to our aura, right? People say, like, for example, people with the red aura, they're super they have life in it, they are super active, they are super they're grounded, they are like passionate, for life, they love life. Or in people who are like purple aura, they are more like spiritual, etc. I would also advise, for the ones that are not beginners, for the ones that can regularly see auras, to see it in celestial bodies, like the aura of the sun. I'm gonna do also a video on sun gazing because that's amazing. But to also see the aura in the sun, the aura in the moon, maybe in some stars that we can like see better, because it's super interesting, not only to connect to the spirit of the celestial body itself, but to see different things, right? Here in Portugal we have like this religious thing of the Fatima, the Virgin Mary of Fatima, and there was this miracle that happened that like the Virgin appeared to three shepherds, little shepherds, children, and they went to tell everybody, but nobody believed. But the next, I don't know what happened, but the next days were like, the next time they were, and there was a huge crowd because people start to believe in them eventually, and so everybody saw the aura of the sun, and so like the church had no way to not make it a miracle and not to make it like a church approved miracle. And many go to that certain place where the little shepherds saw the Virgin. And it's a huge place, and it's a huge cultural thing here, because a lot of people saw the sun's aura, right? But because they don't know what an aura was, they just make it like it was a miracle, right? Because they say the sun spin around or something like this. The next story I want to tell you was something that happened to me also, and I find it really interesting. That one time I was went to the coffee shop. I have my coffee, my water, it's a journal. I really like that. That's kind of like the most unhealthy thing, but at the same time it's the most perfect for me. And I was writing, and I was like really channel good vibes, really good energies. I was like, I was mostly talking to my angels, or I was talking and then the angels came. I don't know the difference. But as I told you before, I see them as little orbs. And of course I see it as my highest consciousness, right? Either way. And in the front, I was like in a balcony in the cafe. There was like this balcony, and in the street in front, there was this rows of trees, and there were big trees. They were like 40 years old, or like 30 years old. They were like big trees. And all of a sudden, I was looking at the trees, and I wanted to see their auras. And yeah, that's something I really do. Not so much humans, but trees auras, because that's where I want to put my eye in. Sorry. Yeah, every time I try to see auras, I always see it in trees, celestial bodies, like I said, mountains, rocks, stuff like this, because I really like to put my third eye there, right? Because when it comes to humans, it already like gets confused, Natural elements, they really like show us who we are in the most real way possible, without any confusion, without any like disconnection whatsoever, right? It's like if I look at the aura of a tree, it's like me connecting with my own self, right? So yeah, back then I was in the balcony doing my meditation, and I tried to see auras of those trees, but I couldn't. And I got really intrigued. Why can I not see auras? Like I thought I lost my gifts, or like I was connecting to different chakras that didn't allow me to go to my third eye and see beyond, right? Uh, I don't know, but that kind of stayed with me all day long. Like I was trying so hard to see it and I couldn't see nothing, and like that was like a normal thing for me, you know. So I got a little confused. But then the next days, everything started to make sense because the city hall or the gardeners, they cut the trees off, and so suddenly everything makes sense. Okay, maybe not, because at first I got confused, like, did I kill the trees? Like, because I couldn't see their auras, I took their life away. Yeah, sometimes my mind gets, you know, how the ego goes, like, is it me that controls all reality? Or is it like, you know, how it goes when you have a premonition and you go like, did I created this, or was this created and then I felt it? You can get a little confused. But in the end, I understood that somewhere in the city hall, in the gardener's department, whoever is in control of those trees, they had already made the decision of killing them, of taking them off the street. Sorry, unalive them. Sorry, YouTube. Yeah, of unaliving them, of taking them off, which is always heartbreaking because, like, especially in the city, we need so much. But okay, so yeah, I understood that somewhere, somehow, somebody, right, the human mind, already had made the decision of taking those trees out. And so, in the etherical, they were already dead, you know, and that's why they had no aura, they had no life, they had no, you know, spirit. And it's always super interesting when we go through these experiences, because even so, losing those trees, right, that I used to look at, is always sad. Losing nature is sad because, like I said, it's the best thing we can connect to, especially in the higher forms, right? Because they are the perfect mirror, right? The most clean mirror for us to put, especially our third eye in. And yeah, but I learned something. I learned that what we already know, that everything starts in the spirit, everything starts in the etherical field, right? And so every decision is already playing out there, you know. Yeah, it's interesting. I just wanted to share my experiences with others, with you guys. Maybe you want to dive more deep in those special powers and those special senses, right, we all own. Yeah, I'm trying to work on my Patreon. I really want to do exclusive things for you guys, so please become a member, because I totally wanna create exclusive content for you. I still didn't have the time, but I will, I promise. Yesterday I just launched an art tutorial, Get Creative with Me, which is Weaver for Beginners. So if you want to learn how to weave, it's a super simple, super fun video to get started on weaving. If you are a guy and you don't care about such things, please consider to offer it to the women in your life. Also visit my shop, okay? Because we are reaching Christmas time, and maybe when a gift giving, no, gift giving, yeah. If you're concerned about gift giving, oh my god, one day I will learn to talk English, okay? I really promise. I will learn how to talk in English. So yeah, so visit my Etsy shop. Buy a lot of things for Christmas to give also, for you also. Uh, yeah, follow me on Instagram. And thank you so much for being there. And I'll see you soon. I also have distant healing Reiki sessions, so related to this video about our energetic healing. If you guys are interested, or you have somebody that it's actually need, it's on my Patreon and on my Etsy shop too. The links are in the description, okay? And I actually know that somebody there who watch my videos really likes to do this also, to check my aura. So I know, I don't know who you are, but I know you're there. I know you can see me. Namaste.